Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, the one place where we try to help you help other people by taking your great innovation, the right opportunity, mixing that with sound wisdom to turn them into real things like products and businesses, especially those that are very successful in the marketplace. Now, today I want to talk to you about a tale of two startups. Now, these two startups are very, very different. And when I say startup, it could be a lot of different things. It could be the startup of a product or an inventor with a product. Maybe you're going to license it. Maybe you're going to turn it into a business. Maybe you are a bona fide startup and you're a small business and you're getting started. But let me tell you about these two people. This first guy starts out with a lot of money. You just think he's got everything in the world going for him. He buys because he has all this money at the beginning, he runs out and he buys all kinds of expensive parts, all kinds of expensive services, and worse part of this is that he spends it all blindly. Let's just spend. Let's spend as much as we can, as fast as we can, because if we spend enough money, I'll be successful. You know, and I don't just see this, by the way, with startups. I've seen this in departments of multinational, multi-billion-dollar multinational corporations. And I see the same results too, by the way. So this guy, he's spending money like a drunken sailor. He's spending all this money, but the worst part of it is he's spending the money blindly. Let's just get a whole bunch of this stuff in and look at it. Let's just get a whole bunch of this stuff and see what happens. He's throwing all this stuff against the wall, and usually they're all attached to gobs of money. He doesn't pay attention to what things costs. And here's the funny thing. In the end, he gets frustrated because he's run out of money. Why does he run out of money? Because he's not watching the money that's going out the door. Now, there's this other startup. Now, this guy, Pete, drives a beat-up old car that looks like it doesn't even have the physical capability of running, but it does, and he drives it to his little startup every day. And he finds parts off the shelf instead of those expensive ones. He roots around in places that most people wouldn't root around. You know, everything short of dumpster diving, although I've seen some inventors do that and actually be successful by finding parts on a dumpster dive. That's a story for another video, though. So he's asking for expertise for companies instead of spending tons of money with so-called experts, especially the ones in the academia. Sorry to all the people in academia, but a lot of times you ask these people who aren't living in the entrepreneurial space, they haven't done it, and they don't have that expertise that the people that's actually done it have had. So, but instead of doing that, he's going out and he's talking to people in the industry. He's making connections with the right people and getting that good information, expertise from companies that maybe make the same types of components that he's using or looking for. He's building his Frankentype out of junk parts. Where what do we always say? He's snug out to the graveyard of broken products and spare parts. He's using glue sticks. He's using duct tape. He's got a very ugly Frankentype, but he is doing it cheaply and getting it honed down to where it's just humming. And now, instead of spending for molds and spending all this extra money, he's finding components off the shelf to build a prettier demo type that is getting ready. Now he takes that and he gets out into the field with it. He's still not spent a tremendous amount of money. He's getting his product out to small venues instead of spending gobs of money or testing it in very large places where you can have a very large fail. He's keeping his fails small. And he is getting that product out, he's getting feedback, he's honing that product from his demo type, and guess what? Guess which one of these people are going to ultimately be successful? Do I have to say it? You know what I'm going to say. It's the one, the second one here, the one that's being lean about it, that's being smart about it, that's not just depending on just throwing a bunch of money at it to actually become successful. Why? Because it wasn't all about the money in the beginning. And that makes a huge difference. Now, what's the moral of the story? What's the good part of this? The good part of this is that if you don't have a lot of money, that's not a really bad thing. Because I'll see a lot of it, oh, Don, if I only had $5,000. Don, if I only had $10,000. Don, if I only had $500,000, I could really make a go of this. No, you won't. Because it's not about the money in the beginning. It really isn't. If you have the right kind of lean strategy and you don't have money and you're scrappy about it, but you're smart about it and you have a good strategy about it, you can actually have better chances of becoming successful than these people that start out with a ton of money, they have no wisdom in the beginning, and they're pouring it all down a hole first. This is also why a lot of investors that are looking at startups, they won't be interested in you until you've had some traction, until you've hit some milestones, or until you have proven that you can make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. You can actually do this and do it lean and do it smart, and you've got some traction with it, and you're showing that, hey, look what we've done so far. That makes a difference with a lot of investors. But here's the really cool part. If you bootstrap this and you do it well, you may not even need investors. I've seen a lot of startups do that. I've done it myself, and it definitely can be done this way. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing TV. Be sure and hit that like button, like, subscribe, all the cool things that you do on social media. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.